Hello Paragon fans, I'm Aurum, one of the team members of Project Legacy. Today I'll be going over some questions from the community, answering them to the best of my ability and expanding upon the interview that GWOG held with Menace Rex recently. Also, I'm sure you're keen to see more gameplay from Legacy. This video may have some topics that are repeated from the previous interview, so please bear with me. Let's start with the elephant in the room. What are we going to change about Legacy? Fans are rightfully worried that too many changes will alter the core experience of the Legacy Paragon that they remember. The current changes implemented have been done to enhance the original experience of the final patch of Legacy, version 34. Where the original game had removed the orb dunk, we have restored it. Where the original game still had cards locked behind affinities, now the card system has been opened, allowing for more accessibility and creativity than ever before. Aside from these primary changes, our objective is to release an experience as close to pure Paragon as possible. We will refrain from implementing any further alterations unless something in the future is deemed game-breaking and demands a patch. That being said, our ambitions do not stop at version 34 Legacy. In addition to the classic Legacy release, through which players will be able to experience Legacy Paragon in the final form that Epic released, we would also like to release Legacy Plus. This is a mode that will extrapolate on the what-if scenario of what if Legacy was never abandoned. Legacy Plus will feature continual content and patches as the primary development focus. Additionally, you, the players, will always be able to tweak many parameters as you see fit within custom lobbies and private servers. Project Legacy aims to indulge both your nostalgia and your craving for more, all while remaining free and open source. Will the Monolith heroes be added? We are looking into the possible ways to achieve this. This is a difficult process and may not make the release. This may need to come at a later date. Rest assured, though, that the Monolith heroes will make their Legacy debut in time. Will there be game time changes, tower health changes, and balancing changes? As previously mentioned, and especially in the classic Legacy mode, currently we have no such plans to change any of the balancing of the game. We want to focus on stability. The solution we have settled on is to allow private servers or custom lobbies to tweak the balancing themselves so it doesn't harm the experience for the rest of the fans. If a particular tweak or balance change is widely accepted by a supermajority of the community, then that change can be easily implemented into the relevant queue. This is particularly true of the Legacy Plus mode, as we will be extra stringent on the approval of any potential changes to the classic Legacy version. Will there be new game modes like ARAM or 3v3? New game modes are not only possible, they've already been experimented with. On the YouTube channel, you can find footage of an early test of this, where GWOG changed the parameters of the match to be more akin to football than classic Paragon, whereby player levels were maxed and the victory was instantly achieved by dunking the Orb Prime. This game mode was intended as a small test to verify the potential of allowing custom game modes via the existing code. Players will be capable of creating their own game modes and sharing them with the community, reminiscent of StarCraft or Warcraft custom games. We are considering placing some of the more popular ones in a rotating queue for players to enjoy. Obviously, this means that game modes such as ARAM are almost a certainty. Plus, we also have the one-lane tutorial map available to support such a mode as well. What server regions are available? Currently, we have support for North America, Europe, and Oceania. The servers used by Project Legacy are scalable, and region support will be largely dependent on player population. As GWOG told me last night, and I quote, "Where there are regions capable of consistently forming matches, there will be servers." How will the servers be funded? I spoke to GWOG about this question specifically so that I wouldn't misinterpret his answer. GWOG plans to pay for server support out of his own pocket. Because server costs scale up and down depending on player population, if there are ever too many players for him to comfortably support on his own, Project Legacy will begin taking donations to keep those servers running. We are not accepting donations at this time. If anyone contacts you or you see a link claiming to be for funding Project Legacy that is not through the official client or in the announcements tab on our Discord, then it is fake. Do not fall for such scams. If we need help, GWOG will release something much more official than a private message. For any region that does not have official Project Legacy support, private servers will always be an option. Players will be able to use the open source code to initiate and host servers for themselves and their friends or local community. Can we play both Legacy and Monolith in the same launcher? This is certainly possible. However, the primary focus of Project Legacy is, unsurprisingly, Legacy. We do have access to Monolith and are taking steps to enable the Monolith map as an option for custom games. When I asked GWOG to respond to this, he said, laughing, "If the people truly yearn for Monolith, then they shall have Monolith." Does Project Legacy have future plans for the game? I've touched on this subject throughout the video, but for the sake of clarity, yes. GWOG plans to directly provide support for the game for as long as there are people who want to play. Again, our goal is to achieve a state of equilibrium on the classic Legacy version, such that no further patches will be required and the game can remain in an accessible, untouched state ad infinitum. Meanwhile, we plan to indulge further refinements to the Legacy Plus version to satisfy those who crave additional content. With the open source nature of the project, the future of Project Legacy is limited only to the imagination and passion of its community. With that being said, future plans yet remain in the future. Right now, our focus is on creating the classic Legacy experience and achieving client stability so that you can get back to Agora. Can we get a peek on the main menu? GWOG is working hard to get the first iteration of the main menu ready, but this area of the game could be considered one of the final touches of the first public build. It will be ready before the game is publicly accessible, but not just yet. GWOG did mention it during the previous video, but the current plan is to implement a standalone menu, similar to what is found in League of Legends, rather than attempting to rework the existing main menu. The latter option being something that would take a lot of development time to get to a viable state, and we would like to get people playing sooner rather than later. When will the game be open-sourced? Right now. On our Discord server, link in the description, under the Rules and Announcements category, there is a channel called Open Source. The GitHub repository is already available for anyone to observe, study, pull, and modify. The available code is divided into 3 parts: server, client, DLL shim. There are basic instructions available to get started working on the Paragon client, but since GWOG is very busy, technical support is only being provided to other developers. This is part of our commitment to transparency and our love for the Paragon community. Will this game have ranked or MMR? We are currently looking at options to give the competitive scene the support and rewards that it needs to help it thrive. There have been discussions with those interested in working with the Project Legacy API for third-party tools, but it is not currently our place to make announcements or promises on their behalf. Our testing team has many players with extensive experience across various aspects of the competitive scene, and their expertise is being taken into consideration on this matter. That concludes all of the questions that I have currently been given to answer. If you would like to keep up with the latest developments or join the discussions on Project Legacy, please subscribe to the channel or join us on the Discord. Once again, my name is Aurum, and I hope to see you in-game soon.